Welcome to Let's Talk Therapies, where we'll be discussing quite an interesting topic today, mindfulness. Today we have an awesome guest named Jess. She is from Mindbloom, South Africa. She has had an amazing journey with her own self-discovery and has created some childhood products, some pediatric products that we can all use. Jess Reynolds, baby, what up, girl? Yay, finally meeting you.
Good, finally. How are you doing?
Always crazy, as you can tell.
Cool. I love your background's much nicer than mine, I must say. I need to
Well,
up my game
no, man, it's only
here.
I've been wanting to start a podcast just for informational, informative stuff for our customers. So I
Yeah.
use it as like the studio if I'm playing fun games with the boys or if I'm doing a TikTok. It's just a nice space to have that's like themed, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. It's very cool.
Hey, Jess.
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us today on our interview. We're so grateful. Thank you for taking the time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Only been a pleasure. So, Jess, where do you live? Why are you on video?
So I'm actually in Sea Point, Cape Town, enjoying the good weather. Apparently you guys are not having such good weather.
Good.
No, here it's summer, it's beautiful. Happy to be here.
Good, I'm glad. So, Jess, for all of our listeners, they don't know you, and we're just trying to meet you for the first time. So, I'd like to ask you, can you share a little bit about yourself and your background?
So obviously I'm a mom of two. I've got two twin boys. They're turning 7 in
Two
February.
sets of twin
And
boys. That's four
no,
kids.
no, not two, not two sets. I'm going, yeah, I could easily have another set. I swear. Everyone says to me it's the hardest thing in the world, but it actually was, and it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun being a twin mom. So I'm a mom of two, and I think let me start off with my why I started Mindbloom. I mean, there are a lot of things that made me come to this business, and one of them, I think the strongest was a few years ago. My dad and I lost our family business. It was like around the COVID time, and it was a 50-year-old brand, and it was very, very quick, and we had like 23 branches around the Western Cape. It was a massive business, and we lost it all like this. And I lost everything. He lost everything. And I just had two babies. So all of this was like so overwhelming.
Of each other.
And I just like, I didn't know how to cope. I was like, how on earth am I going to help my dad build up his entire life? I had no income.
Gone something through so emotional, and it's also so close to home that it actually becomes more of like a mental journey because you have to like,
Yeah,
look over the 50 years that you've put into this. It's emotional. It's very, very emotional. I
it
can
was,
imagine.
it was, yeah. Honestly, it was the hardest thing I've ever been through. And I had to figure it out. I couldn't just sit back and be like, you have to get on with it and walk through the fire. So I dived like deep into mindfulness and meditation, trying to like find a way to like figure this out, right? And the more I dived, the more I learned, the more I got into it, like I started to realize that I can like choose happy. I can like choose the way that I think. And so it took one manifestation course that I did over like 2 months that absolutely changed the trajectory of my life, because I realized that if I change the way that I see the world, my world will change for me. And that's exactly what started to happen. So I started a business for my dad. I started a business for me. I found my passion. I became a better mom. Became a better wife, a better friend. I like
Instead of
gave back to the
constantly thinking about the
community.
negative, you're actually like, no, I'm only going to choose good thoughts.
Yeah. And I also started to believe, I started to believe in
Power of
opportunity,
positive
in
repetition.
possibility.
Yes, I agree.
And then I started to dig deep into the theory behind the skill of positive thinking, right? And
I can just
everything started to change.
interrupt you, but You're right. Everything is a skill. Whether we're driving our car, eating food, it's all based on what we've learned and the skill that we can apply that to. There are some children who don't even know how to play with toys because they haven't been taught. And it's so funny that you said that, because it's a skill to think about life in a positive way. Very clever what you said there.
Yeah, and it's knowing the skill, understanding the skill, and then applying it, and then being consistent.
Yes.
That's everything in life. Like if you want to build a muscle, you have to go to the gym. You can't go once, you can't go twice, you have to go every day. Exactly. You have to go every day and you build that muscle. And it's the same concept. So you can actually reprogram your mind and train your mind to think in a specific way that will in turn change your life.
So before
And
I
what
even ask
happened
you
was,
another question, what now, if you're telling me this and I've never done it before, that sounds very overwhelming. What would be the first step? Like the first step, without trying to go too in depth about it, because it is quite large, mindfulness. So what do you suggest is your first step to start changing the way we think?
I think it depends on the problem that you're going through or that you're facing. Like, so for example, there's many strategies that you can apply, but let's say, for example, you're in a situation that I was in where it was a financial problem. Like I didn't have money. I didn't have an income. I was very, very stressed. And I started to just believe that it was possible for me to come out of it. Just that first step of belief that I can get through this, belief that I will get through it, and that there's opportunity and possibility. And that is, for me, I believe, the first step. Belief in possibility, the magic of life, that there's...
As soon as you've opened the door to the trust or belief that something good's going to happen, your mind starts to actually start coming up with more good things. And it's exactly the same with opposite with negative things. If you start thinking about one negative, your mind automatically goes to the next negative thought. So I love that. Just
100%.
Just to believe in positivity.
Yeah, and so what happened was my life started to change, and I started to wonder, like, where would I be today if I'd learned this when I was 5 years old? Like, how are they not teaching this to kids? Yeah, I went like full steam ahead.
Yeah, like I'm gonna save these
and
kids.
That's exactly it. I was like on a mission. Like every child needs to learn this. Like there's no question in my mind. Like we will breed unbelievable humans if we teach them the skill. So I first obviously started with my boys, right? And I started teaching them to see the world in a more optimistic way. So, for example, one day my son was weeing over the toilet in the middle of the night. He was holding his bunnies, and the one bunny dropped into the toilet. And there was this moment where I realized that I'd gotten through to him, because he turned to me and he goes, "Mom, look, I saved one of my bunnies." He'd like dropped one into the toilet, and instead of being like, "My bunny's in the toilet."
That is success. That is
he was like, "Look, I saved a bunny."
And it was in a high
situation,
which means that he could have immediately gone to negative.
Yeah.
In this precious situation, straight to positive. That's so amazing.
So it's and that's what it's about. It's reprogramming. There's a lot of strategies that you can implement into your household that are so simple. Like, for example, when you your child's inner voice is dictated, it comes from what you say to them, right? Over and over and over. So every single night when you're going to bed, like when you say goodnight to your child, there's a few things you can say that are really powerful. It's so easy to do. Like, "I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be your mom. You can do anything you want. Just work hard. Don't ever give up. Believe in yourself." Like, believe in yourself the way I believe in you.
It's the obvious things.
Those few things, and then good night, bye, and you close the door. That's programming. Every single day, consistently saying the same things over and over, it will make an impact. Eventually it starts to turn.
I love that. I do often give Harvey praise. I do often give Harvey praise, but I find him to be a version of it. Like if I say to him, "I'm so lucky to be your mother," he's like, "Oh, Ma." all I'm trying to do is positive reinforce the fact that I love him and I like who he is, and I want to just drill that into his head that he's a good guy and I like spending time with him. But he's
Yeah,
struggling
yeah.
to take the compliment, so I think I got to be a little bit more thick-skinned and just shove it down his throat. Hey, I love you, buddy.
Yeah, I think like obviously there's a difference between like praising just, just to praise, but then in meaningful moments when you like really see them and you know that they see that you see them makes a big difference. Like, and there's lots of strategies. Obviously, I'm not a child psychologist, but I've done a lot of research and I've had my own experiences personally. And I've seen with like, yeah, like I've seen with with parents and kids, like we are the product of our childhood. Who we are sitting here right now, we are the product of our childhood.
It's like we're the first generation to care about how we parent our kids. So we actually
Yeah,
we train ourselves, and that's why I feel like mindfulness these days has become people are aware of it. We used to be doing these awareness days, become mindful. I think everyone is so there. We are so ready to take the next step and not be like our past generation and just be accountable for our emotions and actions. And there's really a big awareness of this generation, I feel, nowadays going around. And
yeah, and I think 100%. And every generation's got their own struggles. Our struggles, our generation, we're dealing with the screens, which is a very big problem. It's causing a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of pressure coming from the schools, academic stress with kids very, very young, which we never went
so
through.
right.
They're dealing with a lot more and they need a lot more reassurance and they need to just understand how the mind works, right?
Love
Like
that
the
you said
mind
that
is
they
so
need a
powerful.
lot more reassurance. That is so, so true because there's so much noise and there's so many things and there's so many aspects that even if you do give them the truth, it's almost like it's not even heard. It's like you need to keep reassuring and to say, listen, we can be positive, we can think happy, we can be kind, we can do all these things. And it's just
Yeah.
applying that every day. And being a parent to do it for our kids is also to teach them the skill. Bam.
Yeah. And the reassurance also that like they are powerful, like kids don't like the best thing I think you can say to a child is when they like, like my son will come to me and he'll say, Mom, Holland said I'm an idiot. And I'm like, well, are you an idiot? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, then what's the problem? Because what matters is what they think, not what others think. It doesn't matter what others think of you. It matters what you think of you. And I think if kids just understand the skill and and really learn these strategies on how to choose happy or choose the positive or choose the possibility, like
Oh,
choose
good. Yes,
that
too good.
route to go
Yes.
always. And you make that a habit. The minute you make that a habit, then it's easy. And if you start young, very, very young, it's like exercise, Shani.
Mm.
If these kids are learning to exercise and understanding the value of moving your body at a very early age, it's not something you're going to have to drill into them when they're older because they would have just been brought up like
I even want them gymming every day. I want them coming to Tigers so that they can create a positive attitude to exercise. And exactly, if you're not going,
yeah.
if you're tumbling Tigers once a week, you're not going to become an international superstar. But what you are going to have, you're going to have social interaction. You're going to be a team player. You're going to want to try, and trying is more important than anything.
Yeah,
And it's
trying
exactly, I
everything.
think we're so aligned on that. It's about giving the kids an opportunity, a space to know that there's not just the
Mm.
option of negative. It's about being positive. It's about applying yourself. And that applying yourself is also mental and physical at the same time. And I think that's why we
Yeah.
mesh so well together because I am completely physical. And yes, I am giving, a little bit of praise, high five, well done for listening and good job cheering for your friend. But I definitely think there's something more to it. And, one of the days of the Tigers one you gave me was resilience. And I was so excited
Mm.
because I'd never explained resilience to these kids. And then I'm making them repeat the word. They can't even say it. No, it was hilarious. But at that point, I did then realize that there was a lot of words, happy, positive, informative words that I had never shown them before. And that was the change that I'd seen with this daily thing that I really noticed with them.
Yeah.
And after that, I noticed a complete and utter shift in Harvey's mentality as well. It wasn't all about him, 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 him. He was more like sharing. And so I did actually see benefits. I'm not lying to you. I
Yeah.
really, really did.
Oh, amazing.
So
Oh, that's so wonderful
it's
to
actually
hear.
stuck with them quite a bit because they'll bring up a few things because you have to do the activity with the word. So it really does.
Yeah.
I sidetracked there. I squirreled a bit, but
No, but that is, it's because the truth is there is a mind-body connection. Like Tony Robbins always says, like, if you want to shift out of this like negative space, there's lots of ways to do it. One of the ways to do it is to literally jump up and down and say, woohoo!
yeah,
Like if you just dance, you put on some music and dance, you shift your body into the space of movement and you will shift your mind. There is that a very strong mind-body connection. Just by moving your body, you can shift from a negative space into a positive space.
that's incredible.
Sometimes the strategies are you wouldn't even connect the two. Like if you're feeling really down, one of the biggest ways to shift out of negative mindset into positive is to just be grateful. Just be grateful for something small around you. Like my son came back. We had a big issue with him with soccer. There's a huge soccer culture with kids. They're becoming highly competitive. I'm sure you're seeing it. They're like highly, highly competitive, and the parents are very competitive, and it puts a lot of pressure on the kids. Instead of just having fun, they now like need to win. And we're talking about like playing a game at break. It's not even like for a
Not
club.
even on Friday at a place in a structured environment. It's break. Let's win.
Yeah. It's like so hectic. So like he came and he was so upset because he's not as good as the other players. And we had this whole long conversation. And I was just like, boy, just be grateful that you can move your body, that you've got legs, that you can walk. There's a guy that begs on the road, he's got no legs. I was like, it could be so much worse. Just be grateful that you can move your body. We'll figure the rest out. And just by shifting that quickly to being grateful makes such a difference. I find like shifting into gratitude is a huge way to
I think that should
boost
be the first step.
mind.
Can you remember I asked you what's the first step? And you said just being open-minded to opportunity or positivity. But I actually do truly believe that. Being grateful, because it's so easy to just be grateful for your sight. It's grateful to be able to eat, to be able to use your hands. So you could pick anything and it could ground you that quickly. That's quite amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Gratitude is incredible. Yeah. I mean, and it's one of the things that we focus on in the board. Yeah. And it's one of the things you focus on the board, like having your child stand in front of the mirror and say, like, tell me 3 things you're grateful for in your body. Like, what are the 3 things you're grateful for? My kids did it. They were like, my eyes, so I can see, my nose, so I can smell, and taste, so I can taste food. I was like, that's so amazing. It's so
I thought you were going to
simple.
say
It's
something
so
like, and I love my bum so I can fart. I thought you were going to say something like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't say that. That's all kids talk about, the boys. I mean,
They
sure.
love it so much.
But yeah. So I'm very passionate about it, Janie. I think, I've seen such a huge shift with my kids, with my boys. You need to drill it, and like the products that I sell
Well,
are
yeah,
reinforcements.
let me show you. Let me show the people some of the products. So Jess has created, this is amazing. It's called Tigers in Bloom. I'll pop it on the screen for you in digital format. But it's amazing. It's a weekly calendar that's above I put it on their mirror because I want them to see their faces while they're doing it.
Yes.
Stick it
Oh,
on.
that's smart. Yeah.
And it comes with these amazing, like they're obsessed with the stickers. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, do they like them? Okay, good.
They're such good quality, they're reusable. So what's nice is like if they've made a mistake, you can kind of peel it off and you can put them all back on and you can redo it. So let's say you've done it this month. At the start of next month, you can actually just do the whole thing all over again. And the more you repeat it, the better it is for them because it's just creating that mental way of thinking. So I love that. And then also, we don't have to have just tiger flavors. We've also got car flavors because we've got Determination Drive, We've got Dr. Brave, which I love that one. That was my favorite. And also this is the winner, Kind Corner. Let's just get down to Kind Corner. I love that. And then if you want it for the girls, because you know what, at the end of the day, boys and girls are different. They think differently. Now let me show you this. Bam. A girl's going to play with this. Nora's been dying to play with this, but I was like, no, we first have to finish the first one. But let me tell you, it's so beautiful. If they can look in the mirror and repeat these words, I believe in me, I accept myself. My thoughts of me matter the most. That's going to save these kids from being on the playground thinking that they're not liked, or thinking they will never have these thoughts, because if they are strong within themselves, no one can tear that down. This is,
That's exactly it.
and to repeat this, it's like a mantra. Like if you're feeling stressed and all you have to say is, I accept myself, and teach your child what acceptance means, winning. Okay, last one. Dinosaurs. I also love this one. Which, you know why I like this one? Because it's a little bit, this one's a little bit older. You know what I mean? So you can
Yeah.
start at a really young age. You can start at 2 already. You can give each of
Yeah,
these
Shani, I
child
started my kids at 3. At 3 years old, 4 years old, I was already like drilling them. And
I
it makes
really
a difference, I promise you.
well, I can hear already. I'm a little bit jealous even. I'm like, I should have started earlier.
It's never too late. I
Never
started
too
at
late.
40.
It's
I'm
never too
joking.
late. But, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to ask you, why did you come up with one for Tigers? What made you develop one for us? That's why, because it's
Shani, again, I think we're on the same mission, just in different ways. Like, we want to empower kids. We want them to understand how strong they are. And there is a mind-body connection that is very important. And I think this product is so important because it connects the two. It's making kids come into their body, and at the same time saying these empowering words, connecting it. It's very important for them to connect this. Like,
you believe
for
what you tell
example,
yourself. I agree.
you believe what you tell yourself. And when they overcome something, so for example, when they're doing resilience, if they choose the day where they want to focus on resilience, and they're doing push-ups, which is hard. It's hard to do a push-up. I struggle to do a push-up. And to keep saying to yourself, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. And then when they complete it, there's this moment where they connect it and they're like,
Shooting.
I said
Yeah.
I could do hard things. Yeah. I said I could do hard things. Then I did the hard thing. Look, I just proved myself right. Then you get the little reward. That comes together, and it's programming, conditioning. If you do that consistently, then they will learn to understand that they can do hard things. I think the connection between the mind and the body is vital. And I think this is a great way to show that, to help kids understand that.
100%. And I do think it's so vital,
Yeah.
because we're not concentrating on these things. It is sports, get them, sit at the table, academics, and there is no space right now for these kids for this mindfulness. And I really believe in your product. I'm not lying to you. I think it is so, so beneficial. I have seen a
Yeah.
difference in my children, and I've already seen, and it literally is 10
Yeah.
minutes every morning before we get dressed.
I love it.
They
I
clean
love
as
it. I
beans,
love
clean as beans, and they're actually good little parrots. I say resilience, resilience.
it. I
Okay, I
love
have
it.
a question.
Yeah.
What do you think nannies, parents, educators play a role in reinforcing these intentional habits?
Oh, I think it's
That's
just
part of our problem. Yes.
it's part of a problem, but I think the best thing is awareness, right? The minute you're aware of something and you know something, you can't unknow something. The minute you understand, like as a parent or as a nanny or as a teacher, that like there's a skill that you can teach these kids. And if you learn the skill and you understand the skill, then it's easy to pass on. Then it just becomes natural. But that's why you need, I think, products like this. That's why I started Mindbloom, to remind you. So throughout my house, there's stickers everywhere. And every time I see them, like, oh, reminder, 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 reminder. It's just reminding you to think in an optimistic way. Yeah. And I think like having products at home, like stickers and things like this, like we're launching an activity book, which is going to be amazing. Which is very nice for girls just to sit and like color in, but within it are these like cognitive behavioral therapy strategies in an activity. And at the bottom, there's like a message for the caregiver. So the mom or the caregiver reads, okay, we're doing this maze because you've got to figure out how to do this and that. And it's teaching the parent and the caregiver and then the child does the activity, and then they link the two. So parent and caregiver are learning, child's learning, and you do that, you
There's my
repeat
question
that.
answered. You've already thought about this, And that's why you've come up
Yeah.
with the workbook and you put an instruction there for the caregivers, because again, it is so vitally important that the caregiver is giving the same message, because it creates consistency. And the more consistent you are, the more that thing will solidify inside their brains. So that's wonderful. When are you launching that? Tell us about it.
So this is our latest
Oh, I love your
launch.
design. You've got such a good R4 design.
Thank you.
It's so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Really stunning. You
Thank you.
have
So
a
this is
really
called
good
the I
eye.
Believe.
Where do you get all your icons from? Do you design them yourselves?
A bit of both. I do a lot of research and find like what kids like. Like these are like this is the unicorn range. So it's like
The
it's called the
unicorn and
I
a
Believe.
mermaid.
Yeah, it's like I mean the best combo. So this book is basically all about understanding your mind. Coloring in is obviously a very easy way, therapeutic thing for a child to do. It's a very calming activity. But then within it are these activities, like this is based on manifestation, right? So the first activity is imagine what you want, like what do you want to happen, draw or write it in the block. Take one small step. So what is one small thing you can do to help make that happen? And then the third one, imagine it has happened. Where are you? What's happening? This is a very strong way to like start the process of understanding what manifestation is, right? It's just visualization. It's thinking about what you want. What can you do to make it happen? And then imagine it does happen. Where are you? And that's very, very powerful. And then here there's a message to the kids.
Mine.
Mindbloom. I bloomed your mind. And then it's like other simple things like write in the heart all the people that love you. And this is very good for kids to understand and see like just how loved they are. So this is my latest, and then I'm obviously launching a boy one as well.
It's really stunning.
And just doing like a simple activity a day, whether it's the Tigers in Bloom like activity a day, whether it's one of these a day, whether it's looking at a sticker and saying, what does that sticker say?
Just to remind you.
Yeah.
Yes. So
consistency is key.
This is a good question, because now we've shown the products. Where can we buy these products?
So I sell them on my website on mindbloom.co.za. All the products are there. We're about to launch. I'm about to upload the book there, and we're going to be on Takealot soon as well.
Stunning.
And yeah, so
and
you
also
can go
today we're launching a promo for the Tigers in Bloom calendar.
And it's so nice because while the child's learning, mom and dad are also learning. And that's what it goes back to what you said, like how do we help parents and caregivers? It's just knowledge. Knowledge is power. Once you understand these fundamental things that kids need to understand and learn, it will really help them for the future and help you with their confidence.
Everyone constantly talks about how we need to remain positive. We need to give our children praise. But I believe this to be a step further, because at the end of the day, praise is something which we had a little touched on, but you're right about being mindful. It's more than about praise, because you can get praised for anything, but being mindful about yourself and accepting yourself and not letting other people affect you when you're being called a name at school. I think that can eradicate bullying, really, because if someone is saying something to you and it's not affecting you, then that person has no power over you. And isn't that
that's exactly it? That's actually exactly how you stop a bully. But bullying is a power game. It's the bullies trying to gain power, and if you don't give them the power, they can't win.
And what you're basically doing is you're teaching our children to not be fazed about negative things that other people. I'm actually getting goosebumps because it's so very important that I can't think of this before. As you say, if you show these kids at a young age how to be responsible for their thoughts, they will be great, mature, well-rounded adults.
Like all we want is for our kids to be happy, right? Like for me, that's the minute you become a parent, it's like that your whole world becomes around like, are my kids okay? Are they going to be okay? Like, what can I do to make sure that happens? And sometimes, it's a very small, simple thing, like doing the reward board or doing an activity or like looking at a sticker. Something so simple, just reminding them every single day how to think.
And I do
because if they develop that skill, they will succeed.
Parents need a little lesson on it as well, because we were not equipped as young children in the generation that we grew up in. We were not equipped for this. So you equipping also adults, and I'm serious. Maybe you should come up with a few adult stickers. They need it.
I actually have.
Okay, wait.
Let
Maybe
me
I should ask a different question. What other products do you have, Jess?
So this is a quick one that I did actually for a friend.
Okay.
It's Tony Robbins' 7 lines, and this I put on my mirror. It's like, today I choose to be happy. I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm capable of achieving great things. I choose to focus on what I can control. I
Ooh,
embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. I am committed to continuous improvement, and I choose to make a positive impact today. Those 7 things you say to yourself before you do anything else in the morning, or start your day in a positive
I'm
way.
telling you. And you can
And
get
your
it on
older
your
kids
site
can
as
read
well,
that.
okay? You can get that on your site.
Yeah, I'm gonna be uploading those as well
That's
soon.
stunning. That's so gorgeous. So you've got books. You've got mindful books for boys and girls. You've got the stickers. We've got our Tigerz reward board. And you've got adult mindful stickers.
Yeah,
Yes.
getting
Knocking
there.
all,
Yeah.
getting all those.
Saving the world.
Yeah,
Saving the
baby.
world,
One
one
sticker
sticker
at
at
a
a time.
time. Well,
Brilliant. I
this
love
has
it.
been such an amazing interview, and I cannot tell you, you're an actual inspiration to me, and
Thanks,
you've changed
Shani.
my life, you've changed my kids' lives, and even just saying thank you to you is not enough, and I'm so happy to be partnered with you, and I'm just happy for the things that you've taught us. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Shani. That means a lot to me. I feel the same, and I'm just like grateful for, your company as well. It's incredible, like teaching kids to move, teaching them about team spirit, all of that. It's so important. I think we're on the right mission, you and I, and I'm very excited about it. I love it. Stick with me, kids. Stick with me.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, Jess, I've got to go now to pick up my daughter from school, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time for our interview. People attune to us and just really feel our message.
Thanks, Shani. Your energy is like so unbelievable. Hey, you're so good at this, and I'm so happy that I met you.
Oh, thank you.
It's like
And some people
good.
love me or hate me. It's a love-hate. It's either one way
No,
or the
for me,
other.
it's all love, folks.
Oh,
For me, it's all love. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.